Hi, this is Bobby at Copel TV Repair with a video today touching briefly on the risks of buying parts online on eBay and specifically from chop shops like ShopJimmy. No offense meant, they're not the only chop shop in town. There is nothing wrong with being a chop shop. There is a lot of TVs out there that are no good for using and there are good parts in them. We buy a lot of parts from Electroparts warehouse, and this is a very common problem we have with them, specifically with the parts that we buy, and we tend to buy parts that tend to be the most commonly failing in TVs because those are the parts that we can fix and we can sell for profit. Of course, we don't want to buy a part that never fails or is the last one to fail because it is out there from chop shops available for 10-15 bucks. So instead what we do is we look for parts that tend to fail commonly, that we specialize in repairing, and we buy those. And I would say 80% of the time when we buy them from a chop shop, or even end users for that matter, they would arrive, of course, defective. And this is the case today. This is a board that we bought from ShopJimmy a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago. We paid $90. And this is supposedly good working board because it doesn't say anywhere that it's defective. It's good as is. I read the listing carefully. It never say, in all fairness, that it is working either. But it gives 180 days warranty on that board, which kind of assumes that it will come working. And this is the board. And I want this video may eventually, or I may even submit it to ShopJimmy. This is their label. It's gotta be. I don't know how else they will recognize that this is their board. And let me see if there is anything on the front that they can have. They may have a high resolution picture of the board. I don't know if this will be the same board out here. I think this is just a, this is just a generic picture because it has that OK, which is not anywhere here. But this is the board. And what we have is on those boards, as many of you will know, the PFC track switching transistors tend to fail because of failing solder joints here, and sometimes when they do a bunch of parts in the driving circuit fails as well. And the same happened with the high VS transformer, same pair of transistors. Well, the transistors are not the same, this one and that one, for the same reason. And what we have here on this one, before even when we buy a board, I'm working on that board today because we actually have an order for it. And we have to deliver one, and this one has not yet been processed. And what I mean by processing is we replace and rework a bunch of stuff on that board, in addition to what I just mentioned, to make sure that customers can run it for a long time before they're coming back, if ever, for the same problem, because it's not a good business to be selling boards that tend to fail on the customer side. So regardless of what condition the board comes into, we will be reworking it no matter what. Again, those are the boards that we buy for putting out there to work for us as recycling, buying, selling, etc. And one of the first things that we would do, just in case, is to test and see, sorry, this has to be an ammeter, what is the condition of those transistors. We would replace them anyway, but call it a habit, we do. And this is what we have on the switching transistor. It's that shorted. Same here, 60 ohms, gate, source, this one. So this is totally busted. If that is the case, then the fuse should also be busted. And sure enough, it is. There's nobody here. This is the fuse. And this is the board for which we paid $91 that is supposedly working. Now, I'm not mad at ShopJimmy. I think it is unfair, and I will send that video to them to show them this is not what we should be getting. Again, we had the exact same experience multiple times with another vendor, and the only problem that I see here is they don't test it. They don't know if it works. They're chop shops. They just dismantle TVs, put the parts out there, and let the buyers be the QC. It's not very different from Boeing building an airplane and letting the passengers be the beta testers of their auto nose whatever angle of attack correction software, except one of them takes lives and the other one just takes time and money. It's a broader topic, but I hope you would agree it's not quite fair to be paying $100 for something that is sent to you not working straight out of the box, or worse yet, to be sent something that has never been tested and you expect it to work. You put the money that you have for it. Many times that would be a TV repair shop that works on all those. And they will have a customer who is waiting. They will maybe drive to the customer's house with that board if they were silly enough not to test it before going there. This is one of the reasons why I say it is not a good idea to buy from chop shops unless you know exactly what are you doing and what are you buying. And one simple rule of thumb is if it's a one part that you cannot find from anybody else and it's very expensive, chances are you're gonna get a dumb board like this, dead or just about to die. I can show you many others that we bought in similar condition, not necessarily this power board again, because we specialize in repairing boards. Most of the boards that we buy end up, even if they are advertised as working, if they come from chop shops, they are simply on the verge of failing, or have already failed like this one. So guys, think twice. This is one of the many cases when it's better to buy a rebuilt board, especially by somebody who has done it so many times and has multiple sales of that listing or has videos showing and defending what are they doing and how are they doing. They're specializing in this. And price-wise, it doesn't end up being much different buying a board from us for, say, $199 and getting $70, $80 credit to paying $91 for something that doesn't work right out of the box. And yeah, you can return it. ShopJimmy has a great return policy because they're better doing business, but they're not as good as shipping boards that actually do work. No offense meant, no attacks. It's just different type of business with different consequences. Business-wise, they're a whole lot more successful than us, and that will be the case because we operate at different levels. And it has pros and cons in both cases. So that's something that you should be considering. Thank you for your time. And good luck with your repairs. Bye.